And welcome back to another edition of Classic Doom Walkthroughs. Today we're continuing along with the new WOD Hellmouth. It's to be a 3-episode, 27-map WOD. This is episode 1, map 9, Breakout. It's the secret map. You may remember last time we took on map 4, Gateway Central, and that map had a secret exit which we found to the secret map, which is where we are now, map 9. The game is powered by GZDoom using the Doom 2 Hell on Earth platform. As always, we're playing on the ultra-violence difficulty setting in order to get 100% in all 3 of these categories. There are 197 kills to be had, the lone secret, 30 items to pick up. So we look around with our pistol view, I guess, and we have a damaging floor, cage on 3 sides, and enemies on an elevated platform. But no way to get to that berserk pack, but that's not true. We do have to shoot the switch to get the bridge to raise, so we get the berserk pack, and taking as little damage as possible, which is easier said than done, we go ahead and we try to punch out the imps without taking too many fireballs. And of course the pinkies too. Try not to fall off to the edge, obviously, that's a damaging floor. One more imp. Alright, that didn't work out too bad. So why don't we just go ahead and make sure we have all of the health bonuses. It looks like we do. And now we can get out of here. So once we leave the room, we're going to face a couple of shotgunners. We do have a pistol though, and because of the nice placement by the creator of this map, we can go ahead and take care of those shotgunners without having to likely incur any damage because they were sticking out enough. So with our regular shotgun, we can go ahead and take that out. We can pick up the armor bonuses, a little bit of ammo, and the health here. So what we have is a door in front of us, which we'll leave for now, and these 2 doors, which lead to their own kind of isolated areas that don't go anywhere. So we'll take care of these 2 sides. First, we'll start here on the right with our Berserk Fist, because we're going to first face a pinky, and then switch to the regular shotgun. Well, maybe try to be a little quicker on the draw than that. Yeah, so that was pretty terrible. So let's go ahead now and grab the super shotgun before we die altogether. That's not too bad. I guess we have 72 health. I mean, it could be a lot worse. Switch back now to the Berserk Fist, pick up the ammo, and let's just take care of the pinky. Guess we can switch back to the Berserk Fist at this point. Oop. Don't let them get too close. They will bite. They're not friendly. And now we're going to see some Hell Knights. So why don't we go ahead. If it gets a little too hot and uncomfortable in this little area, we can always double back and end up on the other side and face them there. It's just a big cul-de-sac, really big circle. So pick up the health if you need it, and certainly the rocket launcher is welcome. Pick that up too. And as promised, this just takes us around, and now we've completed this area in its entirety. Most importantly, we got the super shotgun. That's why we came here first. So let's now make it over to the other side of the starting area. And we do have some gunners to take care of. Of course, we also have the chain gun. Nothing else in this area, so let's just continue along. Press the switch. Switch to the chain gun, though. It's probably more effective for so many gunners in one spot. And now we've cleared them out. And this area is really, as long as you don't fall in, you're fine. These are just 2 doors, which have a backpack and an armor bonus. That's very nice. And here are some health bonuses, and that's it. Then the entire areas with those 2 originating doors from the start area are now complete. And we can now do map progression. So we have the regular shotgun, the super shotgun, the chain gun. Did we pick up the rocket launcher? I think so. In any event, let's go ahead now. Lots of gunners here. And now our regular shotgun for some imps on either side. As you can hear, that's like the Hell Knight dying sound for the activation of the imps. Still getting used to that. Alright, so now we've cleared them out. Let's head down. And yeah, we have some Cacos and some chain gunners. Oh, I got a little corner there. That was less fun. Now we take out our chain gun, and 1 chain gunner at a time. From a distance. That's the more effective weapon. And there we go, and that's that. So we have choices here, but not really. We can look at the yellow key door. We don't have the yellow key. The red key door. We don't have the red key. So guess what? We're going through the other door, where we can get through. Some plasma over here. Let's grab it. Switch over to your Berserk Fist, because why not? We can use that against this pinky. take a quick peek and go around the corner, and you'll see there will be a gaggle of imps and a pinky. So that's it. Nothing more to do here except for picking up the goodies. Why don't we go ahead and do that? And up we go. Ah, there's the rocket launcher. My mistake. So let's go ahead and pick that up. Health if you need it. Ammo is always good. Let's move on to the next area. A couple of revenants will be facing us. Cackles will be following shortly. And that's that. Let's take on the Caco. There it is. Always let it come a little bit closer. It's more effective that way. I think we can use the regular shotgun to finish it off, indeed. So that clears out this area. If you want to take pot shots at the imps below, you can. But they tend to move around. I'm not really sure it's worth it. So I would recommend switching now to the chain gun, because we're going down narrow corridors with a lot of gunners and imps too. So let's go ahead and make our way. More gunners down here with some ammo. Just be mindful of that. Keep an eye out for the imp that was there. It's actually turned the corner. And we continue along against these enemies. It's quite good that we picked up the chain gun, isn't it? It's harder to, certainly without free look. So why don't you go ahead and take care of those imps while we're up there, before we go up there. And now, as soon as we grab that that plasma rifle or head across that way, there's going to be a whole series of enemies popping out, including an archvile. So just be ready for that. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to grab the goodies. We're going to switch to the plasma rifle. And then we're going to get the heck out of here, but head over to this area because it's just a better hold point. Yeah, modified archvile coming our way. Here come the revenants to play. Lots of them. I would break out the plasma rifle again. It's just too close for comfort. This is still a better hold point, though. You can also use your rockets if they're not too close. In this case, they pretty well are. I think there are 2 pain elementals as well, so just be careful of that. There's the other pain elemental. I do want to get rid of all of them. Caco is left. Another Caco right here. Let's just blast it away with the chain gun. And that's how I clear off this area. It's pretty intense, but if you do make your way over here to grab the ammo, of course grab the plasma rifle, oh, lost soul, and then make your way to this whole spot, you're in good shape. I think that's it as far as the enemies go. I don't think there are any more lost souls. No, it looks okay. Now, towards the end, I find there are 2 missing Cacos that seem to appear randomly at the very end, and we have to backtrack. I'm going to see if I can find them now or what. And I'm hoping to not have to do that later. But anyway, let's just proceed with some map progression. Now, there's going to be quite a few enemies this way as well. Let's just go ahead first and take care of these kind of ghosty imps. We can take care of the ghosty imps on the other side. We'll be able to get that yellow key, but after we do a series of tasks, including hitting switches and that sort of thing. So it's right there, we can't get to it, so now we've kind of completed that. Let's go down. And be ready for some imps. There's also going to be some other enemies as soon as we approach. That's going to open up. Yeah, some revenants. I like to try to get the chain gunner first, and then you can kind of take your time with it. You have a rocket launcher, I say use it. Fire off a couple of nice shots at the revenants, because at this distance it's hard to hit them really with anything meaningful. Other than that, whoop, forgot about you, chain gunner. Alright. Now let's take care of the other revenant. A pretty resilient revenant. There we go. And now we finally disposed of everybody in this area. Take a look around. Again, more damaging floor. Don't go down there. There's the yellow key. As we saw from all the other angles, we can't get to it from here either because we haven't completed all the sequences, so let's continue along. So there are 2 revenants here. I'm just going to go ahead, go in and back out. And on this side, maybe fire off 1 rocket, and then go ahead maybe with the chain gun. And that's that. Go ahead, pick up anything else you need. There's a little bit of ammo. There's more rockets, which is nice. Let's head over to this area. More revenants. I like to use rockets here. It's just there's quite a gaggle of them. At least to kind of weaken the herd a little. There we go. We take care of both of them. So now we're pretty well in a Revenant town. I'm just going to warn you, as soon as we go ahead and complete these sequences, you're going to see a Baron and also some Archviles. Excuse me, not Revenants. If I said Revenants, I apologize. So why don't we go ahead? We'll continue along. That sequence will be activated shortly. Yeah, we've got to hit that switch. And that's going to bring out the Baron and the Archviles. So let's go ahead, finish this guy off. And now we're done. Yeah, we're going to have some pinkies kind of teleporting in here. Nothing too serious. I would take out the Berserk Fist to save ammo. It's just hard to kind of race past them after pressing the button, but it's not impossible. I just choose not to because I have the Berserk Fist. Alright, so here we are. You can see now there's the Baron. Let's go ahead and dispose of the Baron. And get ready again with your rockets because we are going to face the Archviles. So let's go ahead now. Basically, as soon as we get over there and press that switch, come on, Revenant, or Archvile. Okay, that's one. The other one is around the corner here. And that's that. That's how I deal with those enemies. Doesn't look like I need any of the health, so we're good there. So having completed all the sequences, we can head back to the way we came in. And we can see now that the yellow key is now available to us on the skinny little bridge. Don't fall in. You're going to have to wiggle your way to one side or the other just to grab the yellow key, so just be careful when you do that. And now we're done with this area. We can go ahead now and make your way back the way we came. It's a bit of a confusing maze, but I think I'm going the right way. Yes, this is where we fought off the melee before. And down we go. Remember, these were all where all the gunners were. Now, I'm just going to take a peek here. I had mentioned before, there were some cacos that only appear at the end once I'm basically completed the map, and it's super annoying. I don't know where they are. I don't know why they don't teleport in sooner, but I don't see them now. Maybe we'll just, before we go too far later on, I'll have to double back here to get those 2 cacos. I don't know why they don't teleport in. It happens on every single run, so I'm assuming it's just a glitch or something, but it'll kind of suck to make it all the way to the end and then go all the way back to find those 2 cacos. That would really not be too fun at all. Okay, I don't see them anywhere. We're just going to have to continue to head back and do some more map progression, but the other way. So now with the yellow key, no big surprise, we're going to go ahead and fire off a couple of rockets at our Revenant friends, and I say friends very loosely. Finish them off with the chain gun. Yep, there's the other gaggle of Revenants. So why don't we go ahead, fire off a few rockets for them too. Don't want to leave them out of the party. Yep, looks like we've taken care of them nicely. So now armed with the yellow key, yeah, well, it's obvious. We're going to go ahead now with the yellow key door. We'll take care of the pinky first before we take on all of the mancubi. Very simple reason is we don't want to be having the rockets kind of blow up in our face by the presence of the pinky. That's one. just make sure your aim is true. You don't want to have the rocket blow up in your face by being too close to the wall. Take your time with it. There's a pretty good margin there for us to take care of the Mancubus without having to take any fire. So there's going to be a lot of gunners and a lot of enemies on either side of this pillar. So let's just be careful and be ready for some shooting. I like to take care of the imps first, and then I guess I can grab some ammo. Let the Revenants fire off fruitlessly. And then I think really the more likely way to take care of it is with rockets. But they're just too far, you know what I mean, to really sneak up on, so can't really do that. See if those rockets go true. Not sure if that worked or not. Let's turn around and see. Yes, it did. Okay, well that worked out just fine. There's a small ledge down here. Let's pick up the rockets if you happen to lose your footing, but don't fall too far because there's a teleporter down there, but it's a little far away. So let's get ready now. We're going to be facing some enemies as soon as we get to the other edge of that bridge. They usually come across, but I like to use this area as a bit of a hold point, just simply to get out of the way of all the chain guns, if I can. They do like to sneak up on us, don't they? Alright. As you can see, there are a lot of gunners. Yeah, so it's easy to just take a pot shot here and there. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Go ahead and grab all the ammo that they've dropped, because there's just so much of it. I'm just going to go back here and grab that health pack. I did get a little bit of a shotgun blast or a chain gun blast. Nothing over here, so let's go ahead and continue with some map progression. I'll take out the chain gun at this point. And then we face... There's going to be some of those modified arch files here, so let's go ahead. From this distance, I'm thinking, thinking maybe the rocket to kind of soften these characters up. The other one that we got as well. So let's get ready, because they're going to be kind of poking out as we approach. There we go. And we do have to be careful. They do swing around and they do cause a lot of damage. But they are very susceptible to our shotgun too. So let's wait for them to get a little closer. As you can see, yeah, they do, the recoil really works against them for sure. They really take a kick back. So let's have a look-see here. I think we still have one more, maybe rockets for this gentleman. And that's that. So we've taken care of all the modified arch files in one go. And I used the original entry as the whole point for it. This is a fun little area. We don't, and I mean don't like those modified pinkies because of their teleporting, like the Picard maneuver I mentioned in the previous map. Yeah, so I really think the safest weapon is, frankly, the plasma rifle for them, if you have any plasma. There's more up here if you don't. So what's going to happen now, after you grab all this lovely ammo, is we're going to hit the switch and the red key is going to be revealed, but we're going to race across, grab the red key, and then come back up here and use this as our hold point. So let's go ahead and get the heck out of that area, because there's going to be some pain elementals that we're just going to want to dispose of from this height without having to deal with any of the pinkies at the moment. Always keeping an eye on course to make sure that they don't come up the stairs. They usually don't. And that should be it. I mean, they are fighting, so I guess we don't want to interfere with that. But once that's done, we'll go down with our Berserk Fist and take care of the survivor, if any. Yeah, looks like the Pinky won that fight, and this area is now clear, and guess what? Yeah, that means we do have the red key, so we can proceed to that area next. It's always just a question of remembering our way back. It's an expansive map. Alright, so this is kind of like the starting area-ish where we began, so let's go ahead now, go through the red door. Just be mindful, there's going to be some trouble, but we do have a couple of health packs here, should trouble not work out. Now what I'm going to do now, actually, this is a good time to mention, there is a secret that is not really properly accessible. You see down here, there's a ledge there, and behind it is it's a teleporter that takes us to the one secret with an invulnerability. But if you go down here, you can shoot, you can press, nothing opens, there's no switch anywhere. The only way, unfortunately, to get into it is with ID clip, which you know I don't like to use, but I don't see how else to do it. And there's the teleporter here, so why don't we go ahead, I'll get out of ID clip because I don't need to be in it. And you can see 9-inch nails is the theme here with the invulnerability. This is our lone secret, which is super fun, absolutely. And from here, we'll take the teleporter and take on the Cyber Demon. Now, technically speaking, I don't think you need the invulnerability to take on the Cyber Demon. There's lots of cover, there's lots of open area too. But it's there for us, and it does last as long as that is. So let's go ahead now, make our way to find the Cyber Demon. And we'll use our plasma rifle. Hopefully before the plasma runs out or the invulnerability runs out. If not, we're just going to go back to where he came from and take care of him there. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I lured him out quite nicely. Let's lure him back in, I hope. All right, and that's the end of the Cyber Demon. So you can see there's lots of cover here. There's lots of plasma and there's lots of rockets. So depending on your preference, you can go ahead and really take care of business. But that's the only way, unfortunately, to get the secret and the invulnerability is to use ID clip to go through the wall, which doesn't open under any circumstances. And I've tried it any which way, and it unfortunately just doesn't work. It's a glitch. But once you get inside, the secret is tagged, and you can go ahead and use the invulnerability for the Cyber Demon or not. It's really up to you. I don't think it's necessary. It's just that if you're not the best at dodging Cyber Demons, the invulnerability is certainly a welcome addition to the mix for sure. Just before we head out of this area, I'll show you the grate and the teleporter in front of it. Looks kind of like a bleeding mouth. I kind of like that. It's kind of a neat design. So the only thing I'm going to do now, before we go on too much further, is I'm going to have to go back and check for those cacodemons. I mentioned that they just kind of, they just kind of appear and you don't know why and you don't know how, but they do. So what I'm going to do is, if you'll permit me, I'm going to have to, what's the best way to go? I know they're across, I think through the regular door, and then we're going to head over there and find out if they're still there. But I do have to, if you can see the design there, 9-inch nails, that's kind of fun, isn't it? So we're just going to have to head back to the area where the cacos are always just mysteriously showing up, making no sense at all. Now I'm just going to use the enhanced map just to see if there. You see those cacos right down there, right down the bottom of the screen? Ridiculous. I have no idea why they only come out now. Well, I'll take off the enhanced map. I don't need that. But I don't know why they come out after we've completed all areas and we're about to head towards the exit. It's super annoying, I have to tell you. And we have to come back every time. But I'll save you the boredom of watching the entire run back from the end to go get them, because I've spotted this problem in practice runs, and I'm just going to take care of it before we go too much further. So if I can just find them now. Where are the cacos? Around here somewhere, I think. I hear them. I know you do too. I guess I can use the enhanced map again, but I just want to see if I can just find them the old-fashioned way by earning it. Oh, there we are. So I don't know. Do you want to use plasma? Sure, why not? And I don't know where they come from. I don't know where they've been hiding. I have no idea. I don't play with the enhanced map, so there's no way to really know for certain. Super, super annoying. So imagine getting all the way to the very end of this map and then having to come all the way back here to take care of a couple of stragglers. It's really annoying, and I don't really understand why they don't teleport in. The only explanation is a glitch. I suspect it's when we grab the plasma rifle and all those other enemies, including cacos, teleport in. Those cacos, for some reason, do not. Anyway, this is version 1, episode 1 for the map maker, so it's perhaps just a glitch that needs to be fixed. Anyway, not the end of the world, but it does add some time to the video that isn't terribly exciting, because I have to just show you how I run back to the to one of the earlier areas just to take care of a couple of stragglers. But anyway, that's done now. We can go ahead. We got lots of goodies. We have lots of plasma, and we have lots of rockets. Why don't we go ahead and make a mess of everybody that's waiting for us. So there are some imps, there are some cacos, there are some arachnotrons. Let's go ahead and take care of business. So there's some health bonuses here, don't forget them. More ammo. I mean, you can use whatever. I mean, it's excessive. I have a Berserk Fist, but I mean, I say why not? Because I mean, there's a box of rockets right there, so like, why the heck not? Don't forget in here, there's 2 armor bonuses. Sorry, health bonuses, so don't forget about them. And yeah, there's lots of imps and a caco. Not a caco, but a pinky over there, but there's also... There's also a arachnotron, which we can take care of with the plasma. There's just an embarrassment of riches as far as the ammo goes. I find there's quite a bit. So I don't know. How do you want to do it? With some plasma? Why not? It's pretty straightforward to get rid of the arachnotron with plasma. They don't really stand much of a chance, but we've been given so much of it, I don't see why not. Now, before we go too far, I'm pretty sure this is an isolated area. Yeah, we don't want to forget this area. Maybe we'll use the Berserk Fist just to be more sporting. Yeah, there's nothing really here except for a couple of pinkies, but they will cost you your 100%, right? Because it's just a little dead-end area. But you do have to go ahead and do it. Otherwise, you don't get your 100%. So let's now continue with map progression. I don't know, how about some rockets for our Mancubus friend? Maybe one more? No? Stubborn? And there are more, so there's about 3 more, so there's 4 in total. Mancubus over there, and Mancubus. So as long as you don't race out onto this little area all foolhardy, you shouldn't have too much trouble. Yeah, this area, you're definitely going to want to keep your plasma for. Pain elementals and modified archviles. It's definitely a match made in plasma heaven. A couple of lost souls left, and that should be it. Now again, unless I've missed something, this is the final area. So why don't we go ahead and have a look? No, I'm missing... Am I missing one little item? Oh my god, don't tell me that. No! Oh, there it is. Phew! Yes, the armor bonus just outside this door. Easily forgotten, as you can see, almost forgotten. Alright, looks like we're good to go, so why don't we do our final count? Yes, all 209 kills, the 1 secret, and all 30 items. You know what that means? Indeed, we are done. And that is the secret map. Breakout map 9. I think it's a fun map. I don't like the little glitch for the secret as far as being able to get into the 9-inch nails room to get your invulnerability. I mean, I don't think you need the invulnerability to take on the Cyber Demon, but it does count as an item and it does count as a secret. So you really can't get your 100% unless you ID clip your way through the wall. Hopefully in the next round of changes or the next episode release, the map creator will just fix that little glitch. But it's not the end of the world, I don't think. That ledge is clearly there to show you where the secret is. It's just no way to open it. Anyway, hopefully you did enjoy the walkthrough. Lots of different areas to explore, lots of different methods to go about. Hopefully you got some good tips and tricks, failing which, well, hopefully you just enjoyed the walkthrough for the sake of watching it. Either way, hit that subscribe button. You won't miss any further videos that I upload. For now, that's it for Classic Doom Walkthroughs. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next time.